Yo, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Hey, this video is going to be on whether you should PCT or not. And if that sounded like another language, don't worry, I'm going to explain what I'm talking about. Now, this is PED related content, fitness stuff, so, if you don't really care about any of this shit, maybe don't watch this video. But otherwise, maybe you'll be entertaining, right? At the very least. So, everybody has different opinions on whether or not you should PCT or have a post-cycle therapy. Basically, for after when you're done taking steroids and you're ready to come off them, you do something what's called a PCT or a post-cycle therapy. And basically, the purpose of this is to jumpstart your body, your hormone production. Hormone production. Jesus. Excuse me. What happens when we take steroids, we basically shut down the connection between the brain and the gonads. They are no longer communicating, and therefore, we're no longer producing natural testosterone. So the purpose of a PCT is to basically jumpstart that process. And for the most part, what they'll do is you'll take a lot of fertility drugs, things like Clomid, L-clomiphene, oh my god, there's so many and I'm blanking on HCG, HMG, those are really the big main ones, especially HCG and HMG. I've heard of those alone working, phenomenally well in terms of recovering your HPTA or hypothalamus pituitary gonad axis. I probably got that wrong, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Anyway, like I said, the purpose of this is to jumpstart that connection again, right? Get your balls working, pumping out testosterone on their own. And this is, I guess, an option. Is it the most ideal? Absolutely not. And I'm going to tell you why. Every time you go on this stuff, on hormones, come off hormones, you're putting your body under a tremendous amount of stress, especially trying to restart, the brain gonad connection. It's stressful. It's not easy on the body, and it's honestly uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good either. Not to mention, you're going to lose a lot of the gains that you made during that cycle. And basically, you're going to be close to square one again. Okay? Now, the argument for doing a PCT is, people say, oh, well, it helps you maintain that connection between the brain and the gonads. So, let's say you want to have children later on, maybe it will be easier because you have come off and come back on so many times that the body's kind of used to this, used to jump starting its own natural production again. However, many studies have shown it's not necessarily the case. I mean, people will just straight blast gear for 10 years, decades on end, and somehow, without even doing a PCT, fully recover their, hypothalamus pituitary gonad axis. So it really is case by case. There's no surefire way, right? But so what I'm trying to get at here is, why would you want to put yourself under more stress, by going on all these hormones, letting them build up into your system, and then just flushing them all out, taking a whole bunch of other drugs to try and jumpstart something, just to come off those, to go back on the other ones? It doesn't make any logical sense, right? And now Dr. Todd Lee, I don't know if you guys know him, he does a lot of interviews and podcasts with Big Paul. He's, one of my favorite YouTubers, great bodybuilder coach, great guy. But on these podcasts, when these guys are talking, Todd often expresses that he doesn't see the point in coming off at all, or even going down to a TRT dose. The man just cruises on high doses year round. And his argument is, well, what's the point, right? All these androgens are built up into a stable level in my body. I'm getting good results from them. Why would I want to take them all out just so I have to put them back in? Because honestly, the body wants to maintain homeostasis. Like, we want to keep doing what we're doing in order to stay happy. So there is an argument for just continuing to blast, right? Maybe lower your doses, definitely get your blood work checked, but definitely coming all the way off and taking all these fertility drugs, trying to jumpstart your system is not the way to go. Honestly, it's gonna lead to a lot more suffering. You're gonna lose your gains. You're gonna feel like shit, and you're just gonna have to start over again. So at the least, hit a TRT dose. Cruise for a little while. If you just, let's say you've been blasting for 6 months. Okay, you get your blood work done. It's pretty fucked. Things aren't looking too good. It might be time to pump the brakes, right? Doesn't mean you got to come off everything. Just means, at the least lower the doses. Try and use, not much more than just testosterone if possible. And just give your body time to recover. And then you get your blood work done again. Once, it shows improvement, hop back into another cycle, my friend. And that really is how you should be doing it if you're serious about this. There's just so much nonsense on YouTube and Instagram, whatever it may be, of these people who are like, oh yeah, I just come off completely. I'll blast like crazy for 4 or 5 months, whatever it is, and then I just come off. It's like, why on earth are you doing that? It literally makes no sense. Like, it is such bro science to think that, not to throw this guy under the bus, but Mark Plumer is a perfect example of this. This man comes off everything completely as soon as he's done with his powerlifting meets or whatever they may be. And I mean down to nothing. He doesn't take any tests, no nothing. And, he insists that, he feels good and all this shit. But, I mean, hey, look at this guy's track record, man. He's a walking, talking injury. Does it have anything to do with this? Maybe. I don't know. I'm just saying. Could be. So, definitely the healthier approach to do this stuff, you got to think of it as a long game, right? If you're going to hop on this stuff, you're most likely going to be on it for the rest of your life. All right? That's just the way that it is. But in order to create a really amazing physique, you got to be doing this for the rest of your life. So there's no easy way. There really isn't. But when we're talking about, should you come off or should you just blast and cruise, you definitely are going to want to blast and cruise. Coming off makes absolutely zero sense. Zero sense. You're literally just putting your body under more stress unnecessarily. So if you want, real results, if you want to look like, you're on gear, if you want to look like you know what you're doing, there really is a few simple steps to take. I'm going to break that down for you right here in terms of the cycle. And I will be doing a full video on this in the future, but I'm just going to drop it here right now. Look, if you want to get big, and you want to look like you know what you're doing, you're going to need to take around 500 mg testosterone, around 600 mg EQ, 350 tren, and around 50 to 100 mg anadrol a day for cycles of 6 to 8 weeks. I go 6 to 8 weeks on, take about 12 weeks off, hit it back up again. That's been one strategy. It's definitely worked. There are others, but honestly, a no-nonsense way about this, if you want to get jacked and you want to do it the right way, that's it, my friends. Test, EQ, trend, cycle your anadrol. But hey, stay swole. I appreciate every single one of you guys. If you made it this far, leave me a comment, subscribe, thumbs up, all that shit. I love you guys. Peace.